Hi, I'm here with
Alberto Gutierrez.
and I'm on After the Bell, and we're going to be talking about ceramics. So, first, I want to ask you, what got you inspired to start ceramics?
Yeah, so when I was a middle schooler, I took arts preview in sixth grade in that class, and I would see all the art on exhibition. So like all the little teacups and um, teapots, everything. So I was inspired as a middle schooler to start doing that in high school.
And then, what year did you start in high school?
Sophomore year because I couldn't quite get in freshman year.
Yeah, no,
I filled up quite
yeah,
quickly.
I had problems getting in for both of those years actually.
Yeah.
Um, so my second question would be, what is something that makes you want to keep doing it, that makes you want to pursue it?
Yeah, so the cool thing about ceramics is that it's not only art, but it's functional. So I can make a mug, and not only is it fun to make, and I could express myself doing so, but I could use it later on, and it could be like a useful, like a tool every day, combining like integrating art and like everyday necessities.
Okay. Are there any challenges that you find working with ceramics? Because I know in other forms, such as music or dance, they have problems with time management and with like maybe getting too obsessive over getting something right. So, do you have a similar problem or a different one in ceramics?
Um, it's not mostly about time. I'd say it's more about like being a perfectionist and trying to get your artwork as best as possible, because sometimes if you rush something really quick and let's say you glaze it in like one class period and the glaze is really thin, it's gonna show when you fire it. So what's the point of creating something great if when you glaze it it doesn't look quite good?
Okay. Um, I hear that. Are there any like physical problems as well? Because I know sometimes when I'm doing ceramics, what frustrates me is um maybe I score on a section, meaning I put on a section of my, let's say, an arm for a sculpture I'm doing, and it just doesn't go on, or like it falls off later on in the kiln.
Mm.
So for issues like that, are those what cause you stress, or do you just try when at least when you're doing it, do you find yourself just trying to get past it and move on to the next piece?
Yeah, so when things aren't necessarily going my way, it can be stressful, but there's always a solution. Like I've had to restart multiple pieces near the deadline and it's frustrating, but at the end of the day, it's we're just there to practice, we're there to get better. So that repetition, even if we messed up our original piece, is going to make us better artists in the long run.
I I think I can agree with that as well. I think it's important, especially with the art classes at the school, to remember that a lot of it is practice. Obviously, there's some examples like shows where you want to show how far you've come, but I think it is important to remember that. I was gonna say it's not that deep, but just
Yeah.
remember that
Yeah.
it's not necessarily the end of the world
Yeah,
if you mess
exactly.
something up.
It's
Exactly.
supposed to be something fun.
And of those pieces that you've done, do you have a favorite?
Ooh, for sure. So last year I created a funk movement work. It was a bird about this big, and it had human feet on it. So it was the feet were about this big, and I tried to make it as realistic as possible. So the whole funk movement was integrating realism with like crazy, unnecessarily realistic things. So I just decided to go crazy and make like a human bird.
Well, did you have like a specific challenge you had with that bird? And then I'd also want to ask, did you have something about it that you were really exceptionally proud of?
Oh, for sure. So, trying to find the right glaze for like a skin color, was definitely difficult. I used this glaze called Oriental Caramel, I believe.
I've used that one.
Yeah, yeah, and it's like it has like the jungle gyms in it.
Hmm.
So when it exploded, the little jungle
Yeah,
gyms,
like
they look
green
like
and like brown
yeah,
colors.
they look like freckles kind of. So he had like a really freckled foot, and it was kind of concerning. So I had to go over it again with a different glaze, but then it didn't look correct. Like this, the actual color of it didn't look like skin. So I had to glaze it again, and then it broke in half. Like trying to take it somewhere, like trying to move it to my
Did you have
house.
to use like the glue to?
Yeah, so I had to glue it back together, and then it broke again. So my Miss K used like some kind of weird. Um, it was like a special glue that when you fired it, it
It got
would
stronger, right?
yeah, it would
Yeah,
like
she's talked
fuse
about that
together
before.
again. But then it looked weird because it had like a white crack on it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
I was proud of the like the glaze work on the actual bird. I'd say I did a pretty good job of making the actual bird realistic.
what technique did you end up using for that?
So I would like scratch on like the feathers to make it look like a real real feathers, so that when you felt it, it would have like a texture of
Oh,
yeah.
did you, like, stain it or did you, like, just paint it?
Oh, for like the
Mhm.
actual
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
glaze. No, I would just use regular glaze on it.
Use regular glaze. Hmm.
And then I would kind of like blend them a little bit.
I've had a situation when I'm with the thing you're talking about with the Oriental caramel.
Mm.
I checked several. I won't lie. It's not necessarily Miss K's fault, but there have been several times where it just didn't come out the color that it was supposed to. And I won't lie, I've had experiences with that where I'm thinking the same way you do, which is like it's not that deep. Because at the end of the day, I got to try using that glaze, even if it didn't work out. Um, I think I'd end up by asking Alberto if there was a freshman similar to you that was coming into ceramics one.
Mm.
It could be maybe it's some of the advice you've already said so far, but like, is there something that specific you'd want to mention to them or make them aware of?
Specifically about ceramics.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I'd say if you're into ceramics, and you're getting started early, like a freshman or sophomore, just just have fun. Like finish all your projects, do your discussion posts because if you don't pass the class, you're not going to
do
get
your
to the next.
discussion
Yeah,
post, bro. Oh
so
my
just
god,
do your discussion posts. Nobody realistically, I know everybody like dreads doing them, but it's not that bad. It's you're just gonna write a little bit, watch a video or something,
take a
and then
screenshot.
yeah, exactly. So as long as you're learning something, no matter how bad your piece turns out, as long as you learn something from making it, then you're progressing as an artist, and that's what's important.
That's what's important. Getting better.
Mhm.
Okay, Alberto, thank you for your time, bro.
Of course.
I like talking about ceramics. This was fun, especially since I've done a little bit, and I hope that you learn a little bit from this as well. Get some perspective from Alberto, and thanks for watching.